Mr. Yahnoukian, after the rally on October the 1st, the Axis conducts wide awareness campaigns, rallies and marches in Yerevan and the nearby regions. Do you think the number of the rally struggle participants will increase on October the 15th? And as the Axis has declared to have chosen the strategy of civil disobedience, how many people must attend to make it actionable? What does civil disobedience imply? Any street blockings to be anticipated, as Nicole Pashinyan did in 2018?
Ինչի մասին է խոսքը, փողոց փակել եւ այլն, ինչ 2018-ին անում էր Նիկոլ Փաշինյանը։
Դա ամենաարագ գործող աննազանդության
The form of disobedience you mentioned is the most efficient method, because when you paralyze the government by closing streets, they can't stand long. They will either have to use force or give up.
Եվ դա չեն կարող իրանք 3 օր պահել։ Դրա հետևանքով իրանք կամ պետք է բիրտ ուժ կիրառեն, կամ պետք է հանձնվեն։ Հիմա դա է։
As for using force, I think it will be hard for this government to do so, though that scenario can't be excluded either.
Այս իշխանությունների համար դա անելը։
Ինչու՞։ Why
do you think so? They have used force after the events of November the 9th, so what can stop them now? Well, then the country was in martial law, which allowed them to act in that way.
Ռազմական դրության ժամանակ իրենք օրենքի տարի համաձայն այդպես էլ վարվեցին։ Հիմա այդ դրությունը չկա, բայց չի նշանակում, որ չեն դնի։ Չի նշանակում, որ սահմանում կարող է
But this doesn't imply that they can't declare another one. They can stage incidents on the border and thus declare martial law in Yerevan. Or they can use the COVID situation to enforce the restrictions. These scenarios are quite probable. What can we expect from those who adopted a law criminalizing swear words? It's noteworthy that Freedom House made a comment on the law adopted, stating it is a severe violation of the freedom of expression. It might be restraining for the government. But again, we can't exclude possible provocations. The very fact that they didn't act the way I stated above is a proof that in 2018 we had witnessed a false revolution. Because the police led by Ossipians can provoke fights whenever necessary and put the blame on others. Thus, we must be ready for such scenarios either. So, when is the Axis going to take actions? Do you mean civil disobedience? As for that, it mostly depends on the numbers and also on how determined people are. Sometimes a small yet determined group of people can be more significant than a large but undetermined crowd. Mr. Yahnoukian, the Axis says there is an informational blockade around them. Many people are unaware of the liberation struggle initiated by the Axis. Maybe something must be done to raise awareness. For instance, if a street is closed, people become interested who are the ones responsible for that, what movement do they present, and thus the information flows. Maybe some actions should be taken. I hope that in this respect Nicole Pashinyan is helpful. He will assist us with his usual nonsense speeches and by putting another signature under a treacherous document. All right, but we can pay a heavy price for that. Well, in fact, it is not a final document, so the price won't be that heavy. Do you think the parliament won't validate the document? It is a long process. The document is to pass several hearings. The parliament, the constitutional court, the president. I think the approval process will be stopped at one of the stages. As you said, the ineptness of the government might be an advantage. Every person has his limits. For someone, it was November the 9th. For others, it can be another treacherous document signed. This will awaken people. I can't say for sure which particular action is to awaken people, but I am more than sure that another stupid step taken by Nicole Pashinyan will rise several thousands of people.
Հերթական քայլը մի քանի հազար մարդ էլ նորից կարտանցնի։
Սիրելի հայրենակից, ազգային ժողովրդավարական բևեռը սկսել է հանրահավաքային պայքարը։ Հոկտեմբերի 15-ին, ժամը 18:30-ին, արի ազատության հրապարակ, միացիր ազատագրական պայքարին։
Բաժանորդագրվեք ազգային ժողովրդավարական բևեռի YouTube-յան ալիքին։